One of the hardest lessons that I've learned in my rocky dating history is that compatibility and chemistry are not the same thing. All I ever knew was the obsession and the all encompassing relationships and the butterflies and the excitement and the extremity and the love bombing. And as soon as a relationship felt calm, I immediately felt like something was wrong. And what that old version of me hadn't realized was all of those intense feelings were actually uncertainty. Uncertainty in how he felt about me and wanting so badly to make him feel a certain way about me. Uncertainty if we were actually meant to be in this fairy tale couple and I wanted to prove that we were. It was a dopamine trap that it felt so good to be chosen and it felt so good to be on this high with somebody that I never took the time to realize that what was happening wasn't healthy. If anything in this episode resonates with you, please make sure to rate and review the show. It really does help get episodes out to more like minded individuals like you and I who need to live a little bit more wellishly. And if you haven't already, you're going to want to subscribe if you are a person that loves self improvement but is so tired of the perfectionism that comes with it. Let's first start by talking about why chemistry gets overrated. It's the whole fairy tale that we're fed constantly in media, on social media, wherever. We think that there's this end all be all consuming, all encompassing love that we will experience. And it makes us feel really good. I love smut books, okay? I love a romance novel. Do you think that I don't read those and like wish the fuck that that was my life? But you have to be able to use discernment and know that those are stories. They're concocted from people that want those things to be true. It's not real life if you look around. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, there's, great love stories and people are meant to be together. And I choose to believe in that. But at the same time, I believe that soulmates are a choice and that every day you wake up and you choose that person and that nobody is going to be perfect. And if you want to be accepted for your imperfect self, then sorry, you're going to have to accept that other people are going to be imperfect too. And imperfect doesn't look like chemistry. Chemistry can come from attraction, it can come from novelty, it can come from familiarity, it can come from validation, unpredictability, emotional highs and lows. There are so many things that aren't healthy love that can make chemistry appear between two people. But chemistry does not tell you whether or not someone is healthy. It tells you if someone is fun and dopamine inducing. And that's what gets us stuck having chemistry with these people that are emotionally unavailable, people that will never genuinely choose you, people that just truly, blatantly aren't good for you. What's happening is chemistry activates you. It causes you to have those feelings, but that's where it stops. Like, chemistry is not going to tell you that you're safe with someone, but we convince ourselves that that's the truth because it feels so good to finally have such chemistry with somebody, especially in today's day and age with dating. If there is somebody that we have enough chemistry with to want to date them, I feel like that's pretty far and few between. And when you actually have enough chemistry, you like someone enough to want to spend more time with them and incorporate them into your life. Well, fuck, that's enough to shack up with someone that's not actually good for you because you don't want to take the time to get honest with yourself and actually evaluate if it's somebody that is safe for you because it's a lot of work. It would be so nice if this person could just work out and you have chemistry with them, you're attracted to them, so you want it to be them and you do everything in your power to convince yourself that that's true. And here's how that happens. Essentially, you end up dating your own nervous system because you are seeking out what's familiar to you. You always have a role in the shitty situations that you're in. Okay. A lot of the time, we're wronged. A lot of the time, people treat us poorly and we don't deserve that treatment. And I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that we deserve the treatment that was done unto us, but there is always your role in the situation. So let me give you an example. In my relationship that I was last in, I was absolutely with a grandiose narcissist. I didn't realize it for 5 years that I was in a relationship with this character that truly I don't even know who he is, which is terrifying to think that I slept next to somebody like that for so long. But my role in being with someone like that is that I had a good enough wound, and it made me feel better to be chosen by that person. Even before him, when I was with people that I felt like were desirable or easily slipping through fingers, like someone that was always cheating on me I was with before, I felt like this sense of competition that like I wanted to prove that it was me he wanted to be with, that he would choose me. I had this fantasy in my head of going to our high school reunion and everybody seeing me with him and being like, yeah, see, she did that. When in reality, what would they be thinking? That really sucks for her. She deserves way better than that. And she's settling for that fucker. You have to figure out what your role is. Maybe you love that you have to earn their attention. Maybe you're used to never knowing where you stand with people. And so when you don't know where you stand with him, that feels familiar to you. Maybe you're used to constantly analyzing every move that people make or trying to figure out the motive or the intention behind everything. Maybe you honestly get addicted to the next interaction that you have with them. I mean, have you ever experienced that? That like you're excited to see the person and not from like a normal, oh, I'm so excited to see them, but like a psychotic kind of a place almost that you're like, you have to see them. You're going to put yourself in this scenario where you could see them. And when you do that and you treat things like they're a challenge, it's because you're used to treating things like they're a challenge. You're used to things in life being difficult and convincing yourself that you need to work for them in order to earn them. And it feels so powerful because when you get it, your brain interprets that relief that you feel with connection, that you get the thing from them that you're familiar with and you're seeking. And when you experience it, you're like, whew, okay, got it. Oh my God. See, he does that for me. He makes me so happy. I love it. That's not healthy though. It's just the relief of your anxiety temporarily stopping until the next situation comes up with the same person. And we convince ourselves that that relief is intimacy, is connection with that person, that it's attraction and desire for that person, it's need for that person, it's want of that person. But it's not that. It's just nervous system relief. I remember in my relationship that I was being cheated on all of the time. It was like I would seek out the information, I would go through his phone, I would figure it out, I would fight with him, I would find him at work, I would do all of the things. It's crazy. And I would finally get him to prove that he loved me and wanted to be with me, and then I would experience that relief. And then I would spend the next few months until I caught him again, freaking out, ruminating, checking his phone, worrying about it, feeling the relief every time I would go through his phone and nothing was there, even though in the back of my head I knew it was because things were just being deleted. But I could continue to get that relief and convince myself that I just loved him so much. And that's why I was so concerned with it. I'm happy to say that I now know what emotional safety actually feels like. And on the surface, it's not exciting, this all consuming, like passionate, blah, kind of a vibe. But it's exciting in the fact that I feel like I can genuinely trust someone and feel like I can be myself with them and be accepted for who I am. But it's not exciting like that because it's often predictable and it feels easy to understand. It's very clear and consistent what's going to happen, how he'll react. It's just a less dramatic experience. And when you've only experienced the love bombing and the dramatics, it feels like there's a lack of passion. That so many people, when they experience this, actually end up mistaking for boredom, when in reality, it's a securely attached relationship. And what happens is that when you're not pouring all of your energy into surviving the relationship, you actually have the space to experience your life as you would if you were an independent person not in a relationship. And it's bizarre to experience that for the first time. It feels like something is missing. It feels like something is wrong. It feels like you don't even know what to do with yourself because you have so much space to be yourself and to live your own life. But the greatest part of a healthy relationship is it doesn't become your entire life. It leaves room for you to have your own wonderful life. So, I want to give you some signs that you're choosing safety instead of chemistry. The first thing is you find yourself not having to decode everything that they do. They just tell you how it is. They're just honest and they're upfront with you. And maybe you find yourself feeling like you have to decode because there's no way that they could just be being honest with you, but they are. And you're like, what's the underlying catch here? I don't get it. This is just how you feel. You're just telling me how you feel and you're being honest about it. And now we're going to talk about it and we're going to move on. Okay. The other sign is you don't spend all day wondering where you stand. You just get to be in the relationship. You just get to like exist with that person and they're not mad at you because you took too long to respond or they don't demand all of your attention. They actually encourage you to go out with your friends and enjoy your life and do things on your own and do the things that you're passionate about, even if it takes time away from them. My biggest sign is that their words match their actions. If anything, they're more actions than they are words. And honestly, it's hard to be familiar with that when all you know is people that just are words the entire time. It's like learning a new language. You have to learn the language of someone that is actually going to speak to you in action and show you how they feel about you and show you that they're there for you and show you that they have their back and that you're emotionally safe with them compared to tell you, especially when all you've experienced is kind of the love bombing relationships and it's these men doting over you all of the time or these people doting over you all of the time. And have nothing to back it up. They don't make you feel emotionally safe. They don't show up when they say they're going to. They don't treat you the way that you deserve, but they talk to you like they do. And it's very confusing. But when you're choosing safety, it's the actions that come first. Another sign is you feel more like yourself when you're around them. You feel like you have the space and the capacity to be who you are and that you're not going to be suppressed or judged. You feel stronger and more capable of being that person because you know that there's someone that genuinely supports you and has your back. Someone that genuinely believes in your thoughts and your actions and your beliefs and your values and your morals. And likely they believe in them too, which makes it a lot easier. You can express your needs without fear. Like you genuinely don't have to worry that they're going to retaliate or get mad or manipulate you or gaslight you or make you feel bad for feeling a certain way or flip it to that there's something that you did wrong and that's why they act the way they do. They will just be receptive of what your need is and actually make a genuine long lasting change or seem genuinely apologetic when you express the need and they realize that they haven't been giving you what you wanted. They feel bad and it feels really good. Sorry, that's probably wrong. But it's such a difference for somebody to genuinely feel bad than to just turn around and tell you what's wrong with you and that that's why they haven't been able to meet it. Such weak behavior. Conflict doesn't feel like abandonment. You don't feel like you have to lessen yourself or sacrifice how you feel or appease them in order to make the conversation stop or in order to make them feel better so that they don't leave you. You're not performing to keep them interested. You can just exist and be yourself and not worry about what their perception of you is going to be when you do that. You stop spending all of your energy trying to become lovable and you actually get to soak in the feeling of being loved and appreciated and cared for in a way that you feel like is just genuine and normal. The self-protective part of me too feels it necessary to say that like I have no idea if like this is the person that I'm going to be with long term or not. I've only been with this person I mean we've been talking for like 8 months now, officially dating for 3. So like it has not been long, you know what I mean? But I say this from a place of it's just so different than anything that I've ever experienced. It's just genuinely a healthy experience compared to literally anything else. So even if this isn't something that plays out long term, while I would like it to, if it's not, I now understand better what an emotionally safe relationship looks like, because it absolutely was not what I was chasing before. And what I was relying on before was fully just chemistry. So many people approach dating like, am I enough? Do they like me? How can I keep this? And being chosen by anybody that is willing to choose them, because it feels so good to be chosen. When in reality, we want to be the choosers. We want to be more discerning when it comes to who we're merging our life with, asking if we like them, actually allowing the time to fall in love with somebody, to learn if they like somebody, to see if we are compatible and have similar values and morals, and actually intentionally taking the time to figure that out as we get to know a person, rather than just falling into the easy path of letting them choose us, because obviously they're going to choose us. We're great. The goal is not to find the person that creates the strongest, most intense feelings. It's to find the person that makes you feel the safest with all of your feelings. That's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for being here with me. Make sure to tune in on Wednesday for an interview with Ashley Bannock. It was an incredible conversation, one that was so in alignment, and those always make for the best interviews. So you're not going to want to miss that one. Thank you so much for being here. I love you endlessly. You're doing absolutely perfect as you are imperfectly. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you next time.